Inhale, sit back into chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, and exhale, step it between your hands. Inhale up, warrior one. Exhale, release, stepping back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts, and exhale, step it forward. Inhaling up into warrior one, and the exhale releases you down into your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward, exhale to the top of your mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale into chair. And exhale all the way up into standing. B series.
Okay, hi, I'm Alisha. This is Nadia. We're going to be going over Sun Salutation B today. We did a video on Sun Salutation A where we workshopped the vinyasa and some of the other aspects of Sun Salutation, mountain pose. If you're interested in that, you can look at the other video. Today we'll workshop the poses that we're adding into B, right? So we'll start with chair. Good. Yeah, okay. Nadia's gonna do a bad chair first. So you can see, she can't see her toes. That's probably the first thing we wanna check in with. She's got a dip in her low back. Her arms are not really having a lot of effort in them. Good. And now we'll go into a nice, clean, intentional chair. So as Nadia sits back, she really pulls her hips back towards the back wall. Good, slight tuck in her pelvis. She can see her toes, nice wide collarbones, reaching through her fingertips. The back of her neck is nice and long. Awesome. And you can release, good. All right, and we'll come into, let's do like a mini modification for chair. So let's say, Nadia, that every time you go into chair, it's too intense for you, right? So we're just gonna kind of sit back halfway. And if you feel all this tightness in your upper body, you can bring your hands to your heart. Good. Awesome. And you can fold forward. Awesome. And let's work on our half forward fold. So first, Nadia is going to do kind of a not great one. All right, so looking at Nadia, her back looks okay. Shoulders, they're not really pulling back. They're really getting pulled towards the floor because she's putting her fingertips on the floor and the back of her neck is all crunched up. Good, and then we'll lift into a nice, good half forward fold. Notice she brings her hands to her shins to give herself that length in her back, to open her heart, pull her shoulders back, and she has a nice long neck. Good. Reaching through the crown of her head, reaching back through her hips, really lengthening here. Good. And you can exhale, fold forward. Awesome. And we'll step back quickly into warrior one. Good. So hips face forward, right? The opposite of warrior two. Yep. And you can see that Nadia is able to push through her back heel. She's pushing through that front foot. Nice bend in the front leg. Reaching up through her fingertips. Wide collarbones. And you can exhale, release. If you feel anything in warrior one in your back knee, it's a big message that you might be hurting yourself. So we'll try a high lunge too as a modification. So all Nadia does is just come onto the ball of her back foot. And inhale, lift forward. Yep, good. It's easier here to have your hips facing the front. Awesome. And you can release. And once you're ready, yeah. So those are your two options. If you feel like Warrior One is not accessible to you, if you feel pain in your back knee, you can just hop into your high lunge. That's totally fine. Let's go through the lifting. So we lift our leg in down dog. Good, so we start here in down dog. There's a couple ways to get to Warrior One. So the traditional Ashtanga way is to first set up your back leg and then lift your leg, but that's a little complicated. So we're just gonna lift the leg today. So you can go ahead and lift your right leg up. Good. So notice here Nadia's doing a not super intentional lift, right? So her toes are pointing towards me, her hip is lifted. She's kind of all twisted up in her upper body. There's not a lot of intention here. It almost seems like she's just a dog at a fire hydrant, right? But we want to be a little more intentional. We're going through these sun salutations a lot of times in a row. We want them to be sustainable. So when Nadia lifts her leg, she keeps her toes pointed down towards the floor, right? And her hip is not lifting, right? So hips stay right in the exact same place that they were in down dog, only the leg lifts. Good. And Nadia's pushing through her heel and pushing through her hands so she doesn't get twisted up in her upper body. And once you're ready, you can bring your knee towards your nose, shoulders shift over your wrists. Good. And then bring your foot in between your hands. Awesome. And you can stay here if you don't want to go into the full Warrior One. If you do, you're just going to hop that foot out, that back foot out just a bit and up. Yep. And then you can drop that heel. You can inhale to lift. And now we're done. Exhale, release. We'll do one more modification. Nadia's going to inhale to lift that leg. Awesome job. And knee towards your nose, shoulders come over your wrist, but oh, it doesn't make it. Okay, that's fine. You have a couple options. You can take your hand and grab your ankle and kind of help your foot up. So you got that option. Or if even that doesn't really feel comfortable to you, you can keep your foot just right there and just hop your back foot back a little bit. Yep, perfect. And inhale, lift, good. And exhale, release. Step back, good job. We want to keep all these poses intentional as we move through them super, super fast, right? So we keep going over and over, doing it. But we want to make sure that each time it's just as good as if we took these steps and took this time to set up the pose. All right, so we're going to go through the whole sun salutation B now. As you inhale, lift your arms up and sit back into chair. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. And exhale, release, step or hop back to chaturanga. And inhale into your back bend. Good. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Exhale, knee towards your nose. Plant your foot in between your hands. Inhale to lift up, Warrior One or your lunge. Exhale, fold back down. Good. Step back, chaturanga. And inhale for your back bend. Exhale, push back to down dog. Awesome. This time, inhale, left leg lifts. Knee towards your nose, plant your hand. In your choice, when you're ready, inhale to lift. Good. Exhale, come back down, step back. One more vinyasa. Inhale when you're ready, up to your back bend. And And exhale, release, back to down dog. Inhale, look in between your hands, walk or hop forward, forward fold as you exhale. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up and sit back into chair. Good. Exhale here, inhale all the way up. Perfect. So when we go through all of this, the entire Sun Salutation B, there are 3 vinyasas, which can be a lot, especially if you do a couple rounds of Sun Salutation B in a row. So I think Nadia was a great demo of checking in with yourself. You don't need to do Chaturanga every single time. You can always switch it up in the middle if your shoulders start to feel fatigued or your breath is not as easy as it was before.
Inhale, sit back into chair. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, and exhale, step it between your hands. Inhale, up, warrior 1. Exhale, release, stepping back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts, and exhale, step it forward. Inhaling up into warrior 1, and the exhale releases you down into your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, downward facing dog. Bend your knees, look forward, exhale to the top of your mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale into chair. And exhale all the way up into standing. B series.